we're not going to have a whole lot of Makes a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me preface it with what we're really trying to kind of do is just kind of essentially bust some of the stereotypes about metal and stuff like that, and that not everybody is like, hooked on drugs and a Satan worshiper because parents freak out when their kids start listening to it, right?
Yeah.
So,
you think so?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man.
When I was a kid, yeah.
It's kind of interesting because if you recall, you were the one that kind of inspired me to do this because, we were at Mayhem Fest and you and I were talking, and Cameron had started listening to Cannibal Corpse, right? And I'm like, as a parent, man, and I've always been into metal, right?
Yeah.
So that was like when I was a little kid, like Kiss is Kings in Satan Service, and there's all this misconception stuff, right? And then you introduced us. I'm 42.
Okay, you're about 6 years older than me.
Yeah. So we ended up meeting. You introduced us to George Fisher, and it kind of got me thinking. Wow, there's even I have my own bias, and I've been in this forever.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you need to write a book on this. So that's kind of what started this whole kind of project. But really, what I wanted to ask you about was kind of when you started to get into metal. How your parents responded to that. Because you and I are, we're close enough in age.
Yeah. So I got into metal when I was 12, so it would have been 86. And, I was kind of grew up on classical music, folk music, whatever was on the radio. Yeah. And surprisingly, I remember bringing Metallica home to my dad and playing in Master Records. He's like, this is all right. Wow. He heard the classical elements in it.
Excellent, yeah.
And it was because I was just before that, Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue. He's like, rock and roll, whatever. I'm not into that. Then I started listening to rap for a bit. And he's like, no. He was. If I stayed listening to rap, he would have been scared. He's like, that's not me. That's crap, But when I listened to metal, even my mom at the time, because she saw Metallica play the Grammys in '89, and she's like, wow, they can really play. I'm like, see.
Were your parents musicians?
My mom was a violin teacher.
Yeah, you know what? That's one of the common experiences. People who are musicians, or what we're finding, their parents are musicians, and it's kind of passed down.
My dad was very appreciative of music. Yeah. So with the metal, he didn't like the harsh vocals,
right?
But he could at least hear how the music had structure to it, and it wasn't just noise, And he saw how much I practiced and how much I was into it, and he was like, "Wow, maybe, they didn't bust my chops. They were kind of annoyed that my grades sucked. I would practice 3 hours a day in high school, but homework, I was the same way. I was bad at it because I was like, I want to be a musician. I don't care about algebra. And my dad was a mathematician, so he tried to help me with stuff, and But in the end, it was kind of once I went on to college for music, and I started teaching, and they saw that, wow, you can make money doing this without necessarily being, famous or whatever. Right. Because you know enough, whatever. He was like, there's a good respect there. And my mom was always supportive because she's a musician. She actually bought me my first guitar. So it was for me, it was always something that was encouraged. I guess for some parents, a little bit different. Sure. And you gotta understand too, my mom and dad don't listen to any rock and roll whatsoever. But
classical primarily.
Yeah, classical. My mom likes.
It's kind of reflected in her playing too. And the way that you approach music, it truly is. So.
In fact, I remember my dad passing on to me. He's like, I was playing guitar for about a year or so, and he's like, well, I got some guitar records here. I'm like, what do you got? He's like, well, I got this guy called Savicus and Carlos Montoya. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. And it was Spanish guitar. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, he's like, yeah, they're playing with just their fingers. I'm like, I thought it was 12 guitar players.
Right.
And I would play it for my friends. They're like, oh, it's such, what is this? I'm like, dude, metal guitar players can play like that, in their dreams. And it kind of got in my head, I should learn how to play classical guitar, man.
That's really fascinating. My brother plays guitar also, and he was playing Melancholia when he was 9. And that's where his guitar instructor kind of moved him toward that. knowing that my brother was actually into metal also, you know,
Yeah.
which is kind of different. Did your parents have any like concerns about like the culture and like all that kind of stuff, or
You know,
were you into that side of it?
I
Grew your hair out when
I
you were
don't
young?
want to sound. This is gonna sound bad. This might sound racist.
No, that's okay.
Being into, if I was into rap music,
Yeah.
they wouldn't want me to be part of that gang culture, that kind of hip hop. Being into rock, it's kind of like it's what boys are supposed to be into. Like
Sure.
white boys from the
Okay.
suburbs, that's what we're supposed to do. So for them, it was like, oh, this is what naturally guys should be doing. He's not playing with dolls, which is good.
Right. Yeah.
He's not listening to thug rap, which is good, you know. He's not out causing trouble, which is for any parent, which is good, you know. I'm focused on something productive.
You know, my thinking is it has nothing to do with race with rap. It's they appreciate musicianship, and metal has some of the hands down best musicians. You know, from guitarists to bassists to drummers, they're top notch. It's kind of like he and I will listen to bluegrass and stuff. You know, and it's just some of the
Some of the top dogs too.
yeah, sure. So how about like in school? Because you're listening to Metallica and stuff like that. How did your parents or your friends that weren't into metal?
Well, yeah, in school I was ostracized a lot in high school.
Okay.
For wearing, you gotta remember too, I was in high school from 88 to 92. And Metallica was kind of an underground band.
Yeah.
They were big. Like they were playing, selling out arenas. But before the Black Album came out in 91, they, you know, I would wear the shirts. They're like, oh, you scumbag, you dirtbag, you know, you.
Even my friends that listen to metal thought I was a Satan worshiper
Yeah.
because I was into Metallica. Or they were like, this is being played backwards because it was just so different and so fast, you know? But
Right, the speed element, I mean, back then, playing over 200 beats a minute was like, that's what they called speed metal.
yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I remember when I first, as I was listening to, you know, Dokken and Guns N' Roses and stuff, Molecule, that was like the cock rock of the day. I started listening to Anthrax, Metallica, all the thrash bands, and like, to my ears, not used to hearing things so fast, I was like, it was so exciting.
Yeah.
It was like that cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
And at first, your ears don't know what to make of it because it's going by so quick, but it's exciting.
Right.
Especially being like a 13, 14-year-old kid, you're totally into it. And then eventually, like you're hearing leads for the first time played so fast, sometimes your brain can't comprehend all those notes. But as you grow as a guitar player, it's like, oh, okay, I can hear. I can't figure it out, but I can hear that there's good stuff in there. So I'm trying to think of what track I was gonna hear, but I think that I had a few friends into metal, very few, but most of the time people like things like U2 and Peter Gabriel and basically stuff that you wear, yacht rock. I love alligators on their shoulders.
Well, let me ask you this too, because you said you were kind of ostracized.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things that I'm finding that's a common experience, not only with the musicians that are into it, but anybody who's into it in general is kind of ostracized. But at the same time, they kind of develop this kind of, I don't know, it's an independent kind of, I don't give a shit what you think or what you say, which actually, in the end, I think makes them kind of better people because of it. Yeah.
You develop this kind of lone wolf mentality because you don't have, like, let's say if I were to cause trouble and be a dick to people, I don't have friends to get my back.
Right.
To get my ass kicked by about 12 guys on the wrestling team. So the thing is, you're saying you got to survive. You got to be cool. You don't start any trouble.
Yeah.
But you also have to not be a pussy. Like, people would pick on me. I was pretty much full grown by the age of 15. I'm not a small dude.
Right.
So they would come up to me and they're like, push you around. I'd be like, I took karate. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Never back down, but never throw a punch. Didn't have to.
Let me ask you this too, because this is something that came up in a conversation. If you had gotten in a fight with one of the football players or like one of the wrestlers, and the teachers intervened, who do you think would have gotten in trouble? Then? Really? Because
Was not a troublemaker at all.
oh, okay. But see, one of the things that people mentioned is like, because you were into metal or wearing Metallica and stuff like that, you didn't start the fight. People were actually picking on you, but you were the one that might have been getting in trouble as a result of
like
the stigma, I guess.
Teachers didn't dislike me. Like, they they knew I was different. They knew I wasn't. They knew I was intelligent, but not the most motivated student.
Yeah.
But they're not like, oh, this guy's trouble. Because I was, I got into trouble once in high school where my teacher said by walking away from me, I was listening to Metallica, Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
And the principal's like, that's a direct violation of school rules. So I walking away for the day. So I wrote my jean jacket, Mr. Tech sucks dick. I just walked around like I had short hair at the time too, so you can see it. And the vice principal, he sees it after a month. He's like, what is that? I'm like, he took my walking away, pissed me off. You're taking away my music. I don't feel you should be able to do that. I'm sorry.
How important was music to you? Was it just your world?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's another really common experience.
Like I see it in kids today around that same age where it wasn't just, oh yeah, I'll listen to some music and then maybe I'll do this. No, that was my religion. That was everything to me, and especially metal. I mean, back then, if you try to play me like, here, check out this, Peter Gabriel song. Fuck you, I don't want to hear that. Right. Where's the Metallica? Because you're identifying yourself with a certain kind of music, a certain kind of culture. It gives you strength when you are not offering strength from your friends or other people around you. The culture around me, is very, again, the time period.
Absolutely.
Very prep oriented.
And this is more just a personal kind of a thing. The way that you talk about 13 years old and metal is your religion, that's him right now, man. So I appreciate, for real, all that you guys have done for us. Because I also want to say this, your band really kind of developed our
Yeah, I was gonna say
relationship
without you guys, I wouldn't have anything to do in my life right now.
How old are you anyway?
I'm 13 right now.
You are 13, okay.
Yeah, back when I was like 10, I remember. Well, I'd heard, I think it was This Darkened Heart off of This Darkened Heart back in like 06 or 05.
Yeah.
That's when I started really getting into you guys. And then when like The Fall of Ideals came out, that was like the CD that got me into music forever because I wanted to be a drummer and I wanted to be able to like relate to stuff like
here's
that.
Here's the funny thing also. I'm a drummer and I've had him in front of a drum set since he could sit up.
Right.
And he was playing like AC/DC, basic rhythmic kind of stuff.
Sure.
And when he really got into like wanting to play the drums, he brought me six. Said, Dad, I want to play this. And I was like, wow.
You didn't even think the double bass was real.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Well, and he brought me Dragon Force at the same time. And I said, I don't think this is really possible. And sure enough, we uploaded the video or downloaded the YouTube video of Dragon Force. And there are these pistons playing the drums. But then, Shannon, he idolizes Jason, man. It's like his YouTube account's Jason, or it's actually Costas Jr.
Okay.
So
I have drum stuff and everything on there.
And that's probably, were you 7 when you started? So that's all I have, man. I don't want to take any more of your time. This has been amazing.
It's good to talk about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny remembering the way I thought about things. It was very black and white. You're trying to build your identity as a teenager.
Yeah.
Who you are. It was metal, the guitar. That was it.
Yeah.
And when I went to music school, and everything, I was like, I finally felt like, oh, I belong here. This is good. It wasn't like people were into metal, but it was like I'm learning about jazz and classical, real music, and I'm loving it, and I'm opening my mind up to things, and I'm able to really speak the language of music and not feel like someone wants to kick my ass because I like making a song or something.
Check this out. We're driving down the road, 2 weeks ago? Maybe.
Yeah.
Cameron's like, Dad, check this out. He puts on his iPod, and it's like Russian accordion music. I'm like, okay, well this is different. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but listen to it, man. This is like, and that's a metal musician or people that are into metal really like are open to anything,
Absolutely.
Or it seems that's been my
It is, man. I went through a period in my early 20s where I bought no metal for a little bit because I had enough of a collection. There wasn't a lot of good stuff coming out in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna listen to.
That's interesting because in the mid-90s, that's when he was born, and I didn't have many friends anymore that were into metal.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell out of it until he got into it, and I started coming back.
Terrible time period for metal.
Yeah.
So I started buying violinists, Like I find also my list. I was trying to do that so I could learn the way they played, so I could play that way on the guitar. Like Ingve style. Without copying Ingve. I didn't want to do that. And then I started buying stuff like world music, like sitar, Indian music, African music. So I was just wanting to hear different things because you can learn something from everything you listen to. You know, right now I'm really just listening to a lot of jazz.
I love jazz right now too.
Because it's so theoretical and complicated, but it's so simple at the same time if you just let yourself play it. But there's so much to it that it's like, it's fun to work out, you know, all the key changes and everything like that. So it's one of those things where I think jazz gets no credit from anybody. You know, they don't make money traditionally as a jazz player, unless they're a teacher or something, which a lot of them are. But at least in the metal world, people want to watch, they want to hear the songs. So, but that's all I got right now.
All right.
Yeah.